Hey, good evening, everyone. Obviously, again, not the results that we're looking for. I thought our kids played relentlessly hard in the first half, and it was obviously a game of two halves there, to where we gave us some explosive plays to start the second half, and turnovers proved costly. And the game got away from us against a really talented team, like OU. You can't put yourself in that position. Really talented ball club, really well coached, and we showed that we're talented as well. And when we execute our game plan and do things that we're capable of doing, we're a pretty good football team too. I'm excited to get back home, excited to get back to work. Know we got a great future ahead of us, and excited to get this tape watched and learn from it and grow from it, so we can defend our home stadium and keep our home winning streak alive.
Let's open it up for some questioning. Let's start with our local man, Alan Moss. Alan, any questions for Coach?
Yeah, Coach, obviously you're up 3-0 late first half. Got a shot there. You get stopped. You try to kick the field goal, doesn't work. And then just kind of talk about that and how things changed, real abruptly there right at the end of that half.
Yeah, it's poor game management by me. I need to be better than that. OU at that point in time has one timeout left. I need to run the football. If we run the football, it forces them to use their last timeout. And then as the change of possession happens, regardless of what, plays out with the kick, then they're going to have that penalty. If they don't have that timeout in their back pocket, they lose 10 seconds. They lose the time to go operate in that 1 minute situation. So I got to manage that situation better, so we don't put our kids and our defense back out, because they played amazing and at the end, in that first half, and to lose that momentum going into halftime with how well we played and how resilient that they were. I got to manage that situation better.
Did you do anything different defensively in that last possession of the first half? Obviously in that situation, it's tempting to kind of, kick back a little bit and try to keep everything in front of you. Did you do anything different there?
No, sir. We stuck to our plan. We've have a great philosophy in that situation, and we got caught with some dirty eyes in the backfield. We had a half field player that had one vertical to his side, and he was slow out of his pedal. He got on top against a really talented player, but there was no philosophical change in that moment.
Man, Coach, talk about the rush defense, which has been beaten up for a long time here. And the first half, I think it was 13 carries, 7 yards. They got you a little bit in the second half, but still, just talk about the improvement that's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, doing a great job. Guys are playing confident, swarming to the football. We knew that it was a talented group of ball carriers that we were going to have to rally, and get multiple hats to the ball carrier to get it to the ground. Again, did a great job of that in the first half. And then we got into some situations where we had one-on-one open field tackles, which is one of the hardest things to do in all of sports, probably that and hit a curveball. And when you got a 4-star and a 5-star ball carrier with a lot of space and a lot of grass, there's a reason why all of us spread tempo guys love to get our speed and space, and our ball carriers were able to make our one guy miss and then finish it. So we got to do a great job, again, being gap sound, leveraging the ball. We did that in the first half, some dramatic improvements, but again, we got to be consistent with our preparation as we go through the week, so we can consistently perform at the level that we're capable of.
Khalif Johns had a couple big sacks there early. Talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, a kid who's been in our program that's developed, I was really excited about what he's going to do coming into this season, because he was healthy through this whole offseason, did a great job working with Coach Sobel, in the weight room. And again, the way that he handled his business day in and day out through the offseason, learning the new system and where he's going to fit in. He's playing fast, he's playing confident, and it's great to see him healthy and strong and flying around making plays.
Obviously Collins' numbers are solid, but I don't think they do him justice. Talk about some of the things he was able to do out there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a great job playing within the confines of the offense, and obviously he's got some physical gifts to where when things break down to go improv off script, right? I mean, the big third down conversion that he had where he's able to extend the play and find Coop down the sideline is one of the plays that stands out. So he's going to give us a chance in any ball game that we're at. We got to do a great job keeping him clean and keeping him upright, because it's going to be a long 14-round fight that we're in. We got 2 rounds into this thing. I got 12 more rounds to keep battling. And so he's got to do a good job keeping himself healthy and upright with his style of play. But, man, I love his fearlessness. I love his relentlessness, the way that he's leading our guys. And, we got a chance with him under center.
All the talk going into the game about, the up-tempo offenses and the roots there and all that. And I thought, obviously the first half, it was a very defensive dominated half. Just talk about what both defenses were able to do in that first half to kind of slow each other down.
Yeah, well, we wanted to, come into this thing and not really be tied to any brand of football. We want to be tied to winning, and felt like the way that we could play it, was to take the air out of the ball a little bit there. And we knew if it was going to turn into a track meet, kind of going back and forth. Again, with the skill and the talent that they have, we thought philosophically and strategy for this game in particular, we could, kind of control that time of possession and limit the amount of time that we were going to have to defend how talented they were. But yeah, I mean, obviously defensive struggle going back and forth against two really talented ball clubs. And, we executed that plan really well. Again, that strategy really well for a half, and we got to do a better job in the second half.
Last one, just talk about, obviously the Gabriel to Mims. Mims was a guy that you guys were concerned about coming in for obvious reasons, and just talk about what he was able to do.
Able to run really fast. He got behind us, and talented quarterback that's able to throw it deep. And they played catch and made us pay.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Alan. Let's move it along to Murray Evans from the Associated Press. Murray, do you have any questions for Coach?
I was going to ask him about Mims, actually. It looked like really that last series of the first half and the first series of the second half, he kind of, was dominant. Is there anything that he did differently on those two drives to kind of establish himself?
They did a good job, putting him in the slot more so than when he was outside, but he was able to generate a free release and again, got on top of us. And, we got to put our kids in a better position to be successful, and our kids need to use better techniques so that we can stay on top of a really dynamic playmaker.
What can you take from the first half of this game, especially going forward as you have home game next week and then Georgia in 2 weeks?
Oh, there's tons of lessons that we take day in and day out. The resiliency of our kids for being on the road for 10 days and the way that they showed up and fought, that's a testament to them and their work ethic. And again, I think the first half shows when we do it right and we play our brand of football and the strategy so that we can win, it puts our kids in a position to be successful. They're unbelievable. These guys that I get to lead, and I'm humbled to lead them each and every single day because of the growth and the maturity that they have. And we're going to take those lessons that we've learned from the past 10 days that we've been on the road and that we went toe to toe with a really good football team. And we're going to have to go toe to toe with really good football teams in the past. So it gives us confidence as we move forward here, as we go back home to defend Dick's Stadium. But there's great lessons that we've learned, not just from tonight, but this time that we spent together. And I think we're a closer football team because of it. And because of that, I know that'll reap rewards as we move forward in the future here.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Safe travels home.
Thank you.
Last and certainly not least, let's go to Jacob Hansen from Kent Wired and the Kent Stater. Jacob, any questions for Coach?
Yeah, Coach. One thing I noticed was Shalee, he rolled left on that on one, did that sidearm pass. Describe his mechanics. I noticed he's doing a lot of sidearms. He's able to throw those deep passes. Describe what that's able to do to defenses when he can throw different with his arm mechanics, throw different ways, how that helps for you.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to throw from different arm angles. So based off whatever traffic or whatever platform that he's on, he's able to change that arm slot without losing any velocity. And it's a pretty special talent to have. And that's something that, he's able to refine, and with his strength and the way that he's been able to grow within our program and now his understanding of the offense, when you're able to be in the positions that he is and still able to, develop the velocity because of his core strength and his arm slot ability, it gives us an opportunity for him to generate completions no matter what platform he's standing on.
Yeah, one thing I noticed from this game, the last game, was your ability to get pressure the quarterback. I saw some delayed blitzes there. Describe how you picked up the aggressiveness and what that does for your defense.
Yeah, I mean, our guys know that we have confidence in them, and obviously allowing them to go hunt and get after the quarterback, and doing it in the proper way so we can maintain the pocket presence and keep that ball leveraged. They did a great job with that. Got some early sacks, able to get the guys ahead of schedule defensively. And then it allows you to play the tendencies a little bit stronger, so you're not in those kind of mixed downs, which is a great competitive advantage.
And then one last one. You've been on the road for 10 days. What's the excitement like in the locker room for both you, the players, to get back home, season opener? What's the atmosphere like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anytime you get the opportunity to go play in Dick's, it's really special. And I know we're going to have a great crowd, and I know the Kent faithful are going to show up for our home opener. They always do. And I'm excited to get back into our facilities and the familiarity, obviously, of our space. Personally, I'm eager to hug my babies tomorrow morning and make them breakfast. And that's going to be a lot of fun for me. And I know, everyone individually has some personal things that they're looking forward to that's going to give them some energy and give them a shot of life so we can go attack the prep the right way as we move forward to a really good Long Island team.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Last call for another round of questions for Coach. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We're excited to see you guys next week in person at Dick's Stadium.
Thanks, guys. Go Flashes.